welcome to The Good Place. That's because Little Europe has been home to the exterior sets of The Good Place for the past few years. So welcome to the Afterlife. Now here in the Afterlife, we have bookstores on the books, chocolate stores for everything's chocolate, lots and lots and lots of frozen yogurt shops, and clothing stores where everything fits. So let's take a look around and take a look at our screens to see if you notice anything familiar.
You, Eleanor Shasta, are dead.
Cool.
This location, the Afterlife, come on. I have never ever seen this. You're in the good place.
I'm not supposed to be here. I can't risk going to the bad place.
Maybe it's not all that bad.
How can I help you?
What is the bad place like?
The frozen yogurt shop that they're in front of is right here on your left-hand side with the blue door.
Well, it doesn't sound awesome.
Now, if you're as big a fan of The Good Place as I am, you'll know this train station here on your left-hand side plays a very important part of the show. But you also might notice it's not really big enough to fit a full train over here. So what do? We just had the front half of a train be here, and somebody off camera would manually pull it into the station, giving the illusion that a full train was pulling up. And then for the wide shot, or the shot of the whole train, we would just use computer-generated imagery or CGI. Now, like I said before, this is the Afterlife. It could be anywhere we need it to be. For example, it was Paris in an episode of Gilmore Girls, where Lorelai and Christopher went on a romantic date to Paris. It's also been fictional places, like it was Genovia and The Princess Diaries 2, A Royal Engagement starring Anne Hathaway. The part with the singing and the dancing and the parade and the kids, well, that was all right there in Little Europe. But like I said, Little Europe is most famous for being the birthplace of the Universal Studios monster movies. And it wasn't always Europe in those movies as well. For example, it was Cairo, Egypt in the original Mummy monster movie that just celebrated its 90th birthday this past December. Now, when we were making our monster movies in the 1930s, dubbing did not exist. Now, dubbing is a technology that's used all the time in filmmaking today. Let's say we have a movie made and we want to make it available in another language. Well, right now we could have another cast and voice actors go in and re-record the dialogue in that language and place it over or dub it over what was already filmed. That technology didn't exist in the 1930s, so when we wanted a movie in another language, we had to get a whole other cast, crew, director, etc. to come and make that movie. When you're bringing in different creative people, you're going to have a different creative output at the end. So the director who directed Dracula in English, for example, had the camera straight and had the action move in front of it like he was filming a stage play. Whereas the director who directed the Dracula in Spanish actually moved the camera to follow the action like we see in more modern movies today. Let's take a look at our screens to see a little bit of the difference of those two films.
I am Dracula. Soy Dracula. I never drink. Why? Yo nunca bebo.
Now, we are still known for our monster movies and creatures today, so let's take a look back at some of the most recognizable Universal monsters and creatures. our Western sets, and I said that originally there were 6 different roads all coming to one point. Well, this was one of those roads. Now on your right-hand side, you can see what's left of our Denver Street. These are the oldest sets that we have here on the Universal backlot right here on your right-hand side. To see what our Denver Street looks like in action, take a look here at your screen.
You're just gonna stir things up here. That I am.
How dare you hit that man?
Mine hit the ground first.
Mine was taller.
Now you can see our Denver Street and things like Star Trek Enterprise and Saving Mr. Banks more recently. But also, like I said, on our New York Street, this ground below us is not going to cut it. So we didn't, like I get it, just cover it with dirt, whatever we need. So yeah, this was one of the original roads that was like the 6 that our Western sets would come in. Now, back in 1917, when people would come to watch a silent film, they would pay just 25 cents. And like I said, they would come, watch a silent film, cheer really loudly for the good guys, boo really loudly for the bad guys. And then at the end of the day, we would try to sell you a box of dozen eggs. Because in addition to being a movie studio, we were also a chicken ranch. Well, it is such a nice day today, so I think it's time we all take a nice, relaxing beach trip. So let's take a trip to the cute little town of Amity Island. All right, I know what you're all thinking. You're all thinking, I don't want to go here. This is a town that's terrorized by Jaws. But like you can see on your screens and right here on your right-hand side, we caught that pesky shark earlier today. And there's some footage of my friend George going into the water right now to make sure we are shark-free. And we are not shark-free. There's another shark in the water. But like I said, my friend George is in the water. So on the count of 3, let's yell for George. Ready? 1, 2, 3. George! Oh no, there he is. Oh, poor George. Wait, no, George, how long got to read out there? And there's those nuts right there. Well, George did tell me that we like to eat some sharks and some shark bait in that yellow barrel out there, so let's go ahead and hopefully that shark will take that bait. He's taking the bait, he's taking the beer. Shark looked pretty big. You're all screaming back there. I saw you all screaming back there. Now if you look to your right hand side, you'll see the only shark in the world that can do the backstroke. Now Steven Spielberg, the director of Jaws, he tested his mechanical shark before filming and it worked great because he tested it in freshwater. The only problem with that is Jaws filmed in the Atlantic Ocean, which is famously filled with salt water. The shark immediately sunk to the bottom of the ocean, gave the cast and crew so many issues that they nicknamed the movie Flaws. Now, Steven Spielberg was not the first choice of director to direct the movie Jaws, but the first choice of director did not know the difference between a whale and a shark. And he didn't think that was a big deal. So he was out and Spielberg was in, and the rest was history. Now, let's get one last look at the